was not. You already know what's not and what is. You already know good and bad. No one will tell you what it is. It's there, right there.
Restoration.
I understand. You know, it's really funny when you read Genesis. There's two instances where God tells Adam, he says, if you eat of that tree, he said, on the very day you eat that fruit, you will die. The day Adam ate the fruit, he didn't die.
He didn't die. Hush. Searching for the truth through your search to know what God is, to understand the Bible. Have you had any sort of revelation? Has he ever appeared to you? Have you had an encounter, a spiritual encounter?
No. No. When I was in school, I used to feel sick. A lot of times I felt sick. Doctors never knew what was wrong with me. I had boils in my throat.
So boils inside?
I had boils inside my throat. They had to cut it off with a knife. I opened, because they can't inject you for anesthesia or anything to go off. I opened my mouth and they cut it with a knife. In the hospital, yeah. No one knew what was happening. I was admitted so many times in school. You know, and then, yeah, almost like about to die.
Yeah, because that'd be serious, a ball in there.
Yeah.
So how was it done? Did they give you some chlorophyll, or you just opened your eye, opened your mouth and...
Nothing. I opened my mouth and then the guy cut it with a blade, with a knife, with the blade, yeah, with the blade of the knife, pump like that. And blood everywhere. Swollen blood coming out everywhere from the mouth. Constant blood pouring out from everywhere. You know, I just had serious, weird sicknesses growing up. Very weird sicknesses growing up, and that was just as far as I went close to thinking I was going to die. Yeah. But besides that, but during it, I knew I was going to die. I knew I was going to die. Anyone observing would think this guy's going to die. You know, but I knew I was going to die.
That's serious.
Yeah, and then I told you, it's a constant talk with God. Constant, since I was a child. You know, and I don't know, but that's why I was so interested to see the kind of things you see.
Yeah.
And I had to talk with you. It's funny when you are interested in something, it determines your friends, it determines who becomes close to you. And who's not, you know. And I thought I should have a very close conversation with you to tell me exactly your experiences, for me to know how I connect with it, you know, and because I believe it. I mean, you can't talk to someone who doesn't believe it.
Who doesn't believe what you see or what you feel.
That's what I'm saying, and it's his upbringing, it's how he was brought up. Probably he was never taken close to anything to experience anything concerning them, but I felt it since I was a child. So I will connect easily than any other person. Because I will know you're not mad. I don't know what you're saying is the truth.
People who don't understand will think you're going mad or you're just having these silly...
Yeah, and that's very normal because there's a seen and the unseen. You know, people believe in the seen because they can see it. But what they don't know is the unseen is more real than the seen. What you don't see is more real than what is seen.
It's true.
Exactly.
So now, knowing what you believe, knowing who you know God is, how does it help you with what you do?
You know, what blocks or stalls or drags your real purpose in life is sin. Sin is what stops you from your real glory, what you're supposed to be finally. You know, and you might sin and still go on and be successful, but it won't last. Your end will be miserable. It's always the same ending, always a tragedy, always something bad in the end. You know, that's what sin does. So you need to, your conscience must fear Not fear because you will go to hell. Or fear because you want your dream to come true. Now, it's a sacrifice. I can decide to sleep with a girl, and I sacrifice that for the next blessing. That's my enjoyment right there is done. It takes over, or takes its replacement for this glory, for this goodness that I wish I had. You know, because it's written, it's sin. If you fornicate, it's sin.
Yeah.
So adultery is sin.
It's a sin.
And it's a law. It's not only sin, it's a law.
The law of life.
It's a law. You can fast and pray for 3 years. Stand on the roof of this building, jump down. You will die.
You'll die.
Because it's a law of gravity. The law is a law. You can't change it. There's nothing you can do about it. But you have to understand it so you avoid it. Sin is rebellious. Being rebellious from God. From being righteous. From being righteous, being rightfully aligned with the commandments of God.
Of God.
Not because it's written, but because it must be your nature. Not because you want to abide by what's written, not because you know, oh, these are the laws. If I don't do this, I'll go to hell. I'm scared. No, I'm scared. You shouldn't be scared because of that. The commandments must be your nature, must be your lifestyle, must be how you are. So that your real reason without suffering will come out.
Okay.
There'll be bad things happening here and there, of course. It's natural because there are bad people around you. Because the world is bad. So that's so normal. You are in the world, so it's definitely things will hit you here and there.
Here and there.
But then it will never be a tragedy. It will never be a sad story in the end. You won't suffer. You will succeed. You'll be happy. You will solve the problems you have. Because there'll be problems. You will solve them. And then you will go on. And then you'll be a blessing to people. And then, regardless of how you die, it'll be a good story in the end with your name.
Amen.
And sin is what causes you not to get to your glory. Your glory is the true you, who is inside of you, who hasn't come out yet. The true Stacy, who, the full essence of you that's going to explode out for the whole world to see, is your true glory, which is kept because of sin, or taken long because of sin. So you better be scared if you want to be that person you always dreamed to be. Yeah.
So in your work, has it held you back to give in your all?
Yes, it's my work is one of the most challenging works ever. I travel around the world. I meet different people. You are open to danger. It's like riding a motorbike in a bikini on 350 miles an hour. And you're going to crash.
Without helmet.
You will die brutally. Your limbs will cut off, your head will be somewhere, and they'll see the bruises all over you. You're exposed to all danger. You need to be deep rooted. You need to be. You know what Jesus told the Pharisees? And he said, until your righteousness exceeds that of these people, those are religious men. He said, until your righteousness, your righteousness is way more than the religious men, you won't inherit the kingdom of God. That's in my industry. Until you're way past an understanding, you will fall disgracefully. Because you'll be carried away with fame, money, power. Because showbiz comes with all three that people dream.
How do you manage?
Manage?
Yeah.
Manage what?
Home. You're almost gone all the time. How do you keep it together?
The greatest.
And instill that sense of discipline, that love for Christ within the family.
Yeah, the greatest challenge in my job is when you have to leave. That's the greatest challenge. When you have to leave home, somewhere for a while. And me, I have my moods. When I'm going to do a film, I have to cut everything out. I have to cut myself out
to wear that character.
Because when I'm going to shoot, I'm not married, I don't have kids, I'm not Majid. someone else.
If the name is Arnold, you're Arnold.
Yes,
if
that's
it's
it.
Prince, it's Prince.
That's it. So when I'm leaving the house, I'm leaving. That's the most difficult part, when you have to leave. But you have to go. You know? And, you know, the kids, you just have to let them understand certain things because they don't want you to go. Why do you have to go again?
Mm-hmm.
Because I have to buy you toys. You know? Do you want a new toy? Yes. Do you want a thing on TV? Yes. I'm going to get it for you. That's where I'm going. Then you understand, well, I want that toy. I don't care if he goes. Let him go, man. Give me the toy.
You can go for a year once the toy comes.
Yeah, you know. But yes, that's the most challenging part when you have to leave the house. Because you're not going to see them in a long time. You're going to miss them. And you have to go. So, number one is, then it goes again. You have to understand the job you're going to do. Then you're into it now. It's understanding. You go. That is why I hardly, most of the time I'm around. Because I just go through one job, I'm back.
Yeah, that you
Very
don't
long
have
time
to.
I'm around, yes. Very long time I'm around. So you balance it in a way. But there's always a way out of it. It's hard. It's very hard.
Well, how is your spiritual life, Majid in the spiritual? Because it's the Majid Michele we all see, lights, camera, action, Majid. In the spiritual, the spirit life, how is it like?
There is the physical and there's the spiritual. When you pray and you're saying the Lord's Prayer, you probably say it physically.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time, you don't even understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're saying a prayer and you're not saying it spiritually,
Truly.
then the prayer is lost. God is not human. God is a spirit. So you can't pray to him with body and blood.
Mm-hmm.
You have to switch
To the spirit.
to the spirit before you can connect to a spirit being. When I'm talking to people, me in my spiritual life is just one thing. There's one thing I understand, there's one thing I know, and there's one thing I've always been doing. Is to make other people believe that this is real.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to push you to the wall to believe it. I'm just going to have a conversation with you. And know your philosophy, know what you believe, know the love of your wisdom, what you're protecting, and what you have, what you've been taught since. And then I'll try and relate with you concerning something in the spiritual world. To see where you stand, to see who you are, to see if I can relate with you, or to see if you can understand what I am saying. No one will believe it if he has no experience, if he hasn't had a terrible thing he came out of, you know. But in my spiritual life, I relate to people and make them understand. From the PAs on the set when I'm shooting to anyone around in the neighborhood where we are.
You do?
Yeah. Yeah. They tease me and call me pastor and call me evangelist in Nigeria. Last time I was there and everything.
Mostly when people connect with you, it's easier to have a talk and try to introduce something new. But if they don't, it's quite difficult.
Yes, I never start a conversation. It always leads there. I always listen to what we're talking about. Something you would say will trigger me to start.
To start.
So you started, I didn't start it. And every time in every conversation, there's a point where there's an entry. There's always an entry. Always an entry. Yeah. Just to see if you believe. And I'm going to explain to you, and then you understand certain things to see what it's about and how it is and how it relates. Once I can make you relate, it will be a mysterious book. And man is scared of what he doesn't understand. Until you understand, you stop being afraid. Yeah. Restoration.
Do you believe in prophecies?
Of course I believe in prophecies. I believe in everything in the Bible. I know people who believe in the Bible and believe in homosexuality. And I ask them, what Bible do you use?
Maybe their Bible is a new version.
Ah, yeah, it surprises me.
They believe in the Bible.
And they're gay.
Have
How
they
you
got
gonna be
into the
gay?
part of Sodom and Gomorrah?
Exactly, and every other thing. How are you going to be gay when you believe in the Bible? There's a law. It's an abomination. You can't be gay. There's something wrong. What?
Something is not right.
Yes. That's it. And then, you know, it's hard. Until, how you going to convert someone who, he knows why he's in it. He's not stupid. No one is stupid. No one is, everyone wants the best for himself.
Yeah.
He wants to enjoy something. So you can't just go and tell him, look, it's wrong. No. What do you mean it's wrong?
What makes it wrong?
Prove to me it's wrong. Not with the Bible. Prove to me it's wrong. How are you going to do that? It takes a lot. It's serious. You know. And he's a soul. He's a life. He's an entity in the world that needs. That's probably been led in a different direction. And you have to bring him back if you know the direction. But then you have to correct yourself in so many ways first. You have to correct his word in so many ways first. You have to correct yourself first.
Yeah, a major cleaning.
Yes, before you can do that. Yeah.
So when people prophesy to you about things to happen in the future, what do you normally do? Do you just say, okay, thank you, and you just live your life, or you make a move to protect your prophecy?
Sometimes I just do a little research on who told me that, where he's from, and why he's telling me that, and who's really talking to him to tell me that. You know, if it's the Holy Spirit. You know, because anyone, I can come walk anyone and tell them what I want. But what shows it's true? Who are you?
What spirit is using you?
Yeah, but that's a scary part. So you can't take it for granted. God's gift comes without repentance. If you can prophesy now and you're a prophet, you can be an armed robber, but you still prophesy. God doesn't take it away from you. Once it's given, it's done. You know, so you can be a thief, but tell me something. Doesn't mean I don't have to listen to what you're saying because you're a thief. Because you never know where you hear it. It can be from your mechanic, it can be from the granite seller around the corner, it can be from the taxi driver you took, it can be anywhere. You know, God doesn't use a pastor to tell you that you believe him, no. It can be from any corner. So you just have to be cautious, that's all. Whatever it is, just take it and observe, open your eyes, open your ears, see what's happening. You know.
Then you know exactly who you're dealing with.
So you're not surprised, yeah. So you're not surprised.
Listening to you, you're kind of close, or you were kind of close to your mom. And somewhere last year you lost her, but you handled it so well. It wasn't all over the place. It was like nothing had even happened. When I heard it, I was like, when? Because it wasn't on social media, nothing. You just managed it so well. How were you able to keep it all together, have all the ceremony without all the normal noise and everything? It was so private. What gave you that inner peace and strength?
Well, it's in all things seek understanding. It doesn't say in all things seek knowledge or seek wisdom. Seek understanding. I've understood beyond the normal human perspective what death is. You know, and I was very close with my mom. Growing up, everything very close. You know, and I understand. You know, it's really funny when you read Genesis. There's two instances where God tells Adam, he says, if you eat of that tree, he said, on the very day you eat that fruit, you will die. Right? He used the word death there. And then when he continues and then he places a curse on man, he says, you'll till the ground and then you sweat. And he says,
From dust you were, and to dust you will return. He didn't use death there. The day Adam ate the fruit, he didn't die.
He didn't die.
From the kind of death we think it is. So God uses death 2 different times. From when he's talking about Adam, when he says you will return to dust. But he didn't use death for returning to dust, which we use as death. All right? And then, that means when Adam sinned, he died. Relationship with God is death. That's what the guy says. Jesus says, follow me. The guy says, hold on, let me go bury my father. Jesus says, let the dead bury the dead.
Yeah.
People don't really understand what it really means. Let the dead in spirit. Let those who don't know me go and bury the one who's going back to the soil, who's dead. Like that. You understand? And it's way beyond what it is. When we understand really, it's really painful because you're not going to see the person again in the body. The person is leaving. The person is going back to where he came from. The person is going back to where he came from. All right? My mom is going back to where she came from. She did all she had to do on earth. She was done. It was finished with her. She accomplished what she was supposed to do. For me, for everyone around her, everything she had to do, it was time. I was talking to her on the phone when she was in the hospital. It was time. It was time. It was time. It was time. So the understanding of it, beyond that pain of not seeing her again, sometimes I think she's home.
Really?
Sometimes I think she's in the house, yeah. Because she's right there every time. You just have that, it's still there.
Yeah, it's still
till
there.
maybe a couple of years after that, you finally, But we were talking yesterday, and then I was going to give her a call to ask her a question.
You're joking.
Yeah. Ask Venna. Venna was there. Yeah, I said, no, let them call me and ask her the guy's name. But then, we are eternal. We are eternal spirits trapped in a time body just to accomplish something within a time frame. We are everlasting, but we are trapped in this body that is not everlasting just to finish a purpose on earth and then leave to where we came from.
That's deep.
We truly, truly, truly don't live for our parents or our children. And there was a saying, I don't know, I wrote to someone last time that says, you're born alone, you live alone, you die alone. It's only through an illusion or something that fools you that makes you think. Only through love, friendship, and people around you make you think you're not alone. But you're truly alone.
But truly you're alone.
You really don't live for your mom, or your dad, or your kids, or your wife, or your husband. No. You live for God. It's the only reason why you're here. Jesus said it so many times. He said your mom is waiting for you, your mom is looking for you outside. He said your family is looking for you outside. So what? He said, if you believe, then you're my family.
Yeah.
He didn't care about anyone concerning family who... No. He lived for who sent him. You live. The only reason why you're here is you live is because of Christ. Because of a message. Because of a message. Because of empowering people. Because of instilling in people the truth. What was the truth? Christ is the truth.
Christ is the truth.
Yeah. Until they understand it, until they know it, we don't live really, really, really. We just love. We love and it's painful. You must cry. You will cry. Person is gone. But then, it's not a purpose. It's not a reason why you're here. People get shattered when the family member, a loved one is dead. But you have to know beyond that.
Go look beyond.
And then life is different.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you. We've had a deeper version of Majid today, seriously. And I've really enjoyed him.
Don't look at me funny, please.
You said you've been married over a decade?
Yeah.
And today I really pushed Majid to bring his wife here. I almost had to cry before he did it. So
she almost had to cry when she was coming.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do. You've done so well. You've been with your wife so long. You guys have been there for each other. So we're giving you a treat. Yes. And with this treat, all you need to do is to provide us a date. We have some partners of this program who would give you the opportunity to hold each other's hand again and renew your vows and say, I love you, all expenses paid. So we're going to have another wedding. So, Majid,
I want a trip to the moon.
You want a trip to the moon?
Honeymoon on the moon.
We can work it out, darling. Don't worry. So you and Verna can actually have the opportunity to say I do again. And thanks to God, now you're so famous. You have so many friends. So I'm sure we'll be working with a very huge guest list. They love weddings. These two are always at weddings. So now we will be coming to your wedding.
What?
Yeah, I'm serious. We will be coming to your wedding, but I can't get to La Palme where we're recording. The venue would be at La Palme. Yes. So I don't know. After this episode, we'll meet with the rest of the team. We'll arrange it. Let's fix a date. If we fix a date here, you're in trouble. Gate crashes. So we're going to have a celebrity wedding. Yeah, and everybody here is coming. Majid, thank you very much, because we need to encourage each other.
Well, this is incredible.
We need to encourage each other because for most people, celebrities don't have lasting marriages. It crashes along the line, and both yourself and your wife, you're famous. I see your wife in time every time on the billboard, and I'm like, sweetie, she's busy holding on to. She's not minding me. Please, next time when I call you, mind me. So Majid, I'm not the bride, but I'm really excited.
Wow.
I'm having all sort of ideas, and we'll be working with some of the best people who make weddings incredible. Woo. This is re-wedding. After the renewal, you and your wife get to stay at La Palme and
forever?
do re-honeymoon.
Oh.
I wish we could do forever for you.
You didn't say anything in it. You said we get to stay here.
Yeah, you get to stay here for your honeymoon. Okay. So you can have time. And I pray baby number 3 comes around that. Thank you very much. I would say a very big thank you to our sponsors, La Palme Royal Beach Hotel, Mobile Contents, Special Ice Mineral Water, Majid, stop laughing, DDP, NS Chemist, and Real Plan Estates, Kayla Dijon Cosmetics. You've been incredible. Thank you very much. And of course, to GTP New Style, I am looking super fabulous today. And your wife tells me she loves my outfit and she wants a GTP fabric and the same style. So just to be sure, I'm going to do it. Bridget, why can I have the GTP fabric? Yes. So I guess this is, and this style is a sponge style. So you're going to have your sponge style. So let's see which color will your sponge be. I think green or maybe. Ophelia will fix it. So please, can you come on stage? So I do the presentation. Yeah, I know she's very shy. Majid's wife is very shy. Yeah. So our GTP New Style. Thank you very much for coming. Can you stand by your husband? Yes. So, hi Ghana. Be watching out for the bride and groom very soon. They'll give us their date, but sorry, we cannot advertise the date because we don't want any gate crashes. It'll be a strictly by invitation wedding.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
It's my wedding.
It's your wedding. do you want to have it by the garden, in the conference room, where?
No, it's the rainy season. We'll pray for the rain not to fall. We'll do it in the garden. In the garden. Yeah. I think that'll be super. And we'll have a super fabulous bride. Woo! So thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for coming. I really appreciate both of you for coming to share time with us and letting people understand what kingdom principles really are. And I still have an assignment for you. Yeah, okay, good. But I don't know if people can come again on the show. This was just to warm them up for this angle, and then I wish I could come and get on the show. Is he requesting for an encore? Is Majid requesting? Should I give him another chance? Yeah. Should I? Thank you very much. Okay, Majid, so this is what we're going to do. Let's make a deal after the wedding. Okay. After the wedding, you're going to come back. Fantastic. And I'm not going to talk about the wedding.
No, we'll not talk about the wedding, no. But we will just show excerpts.
Maybe 10 minutes.
10 minutes of the wedding.
Yes,
then we come to the information bit.
The rest will be what I want to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, because I know you're still doing my assignments. I'm actually overloading him with books to read.
Yeah.
So I'm sure by that time you'll be done and we'll get to talk more about things of the Spirit.
Right.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Viewers, it has been amazing. And I know today Majid has shock-priced us all. So he's really not bad boy.
I'm going to go outside and shout.
He's really not bad boy. Majid, before we leave, you want to shout, please. You can shout. Action. So thank you very much. This has been Restoration. And always do remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. We'll see you same time next week. Bye-bye.